だったのか。らっしゃ。
In a shocking moment, Jungkook, the global icon of the phenomenal group BTS, dramatically tore down the wall of privacy that had long surrounded him, displaying an unexpected reality far from a perfectly curated public image. What is the meaning when one of the world's most reclusive public figures deliberately dismantles the boundary between his professional persona and his private space, only to reveal a surprising reality that comes not from luxury, but from methodical consistency and a rare intimacy? The surprise began with a seemingly simple admission that carried a profound symbolic weight: a collection of 9 identical black beanies. This revelation was not merely a fashion detail, but a window into the psyche of an artist who operates under an endless spotlight. This collection, which serves as his personal uniform, transcends aesthetics. It is a manifestation of a focused and pragmatic mindset, a consistency that serves as an anchor amidst a life that is unpredictable and full of turmoil. The moment he took off his hat for a moment, only to quickly put it back on, revealing his wet hair after a workout, became a powerful statement about unmanufactured authenticity, rejecting the industry's standards of perfectionism. This small act, which should have been insignificant, instead became dramatic proof of an artist who remains true to himself in front of millions of eyes. However, the biggest surprise was yet to come. Instead of showcasing the expected grandeur of a superstar, Jungkook spontaneously invited fans into his private space, a sudden tour that broke the fourth wall between the idol and his audience. He brought the camera to the second floor of his home, revealing a living room that was so personal, with a television, a sofa, and speakers. The most surprising thing was the narrative that accompanied it. He felt the room felt new to him because he was so rarely at home. This statement is not just an anecdote. It is a touching admission of extraordinary personal sacrifice, a portrait of a lifestyle dominated by a relentless schedule, sacrificing the comfort of home for an unparalleled career. This brief tour became a visual metaphor for a life in perpetual motion, where even a place to rest becomes something foreign. Behind the sudden tour and his beanie collection, there was a deeper revelation about extreme personal discipline. Jungkook not only discussed his habit of cleaning his house, but also revealed a strict regimen to achieve holistic self-mastery. He spoke of his commitment to dieting, his reduction in alcohol consumption, and intensive physical exercise. This daily routine, which he described plainly, is not merely a hobby. It is the physical and mental foundation that allows him to operate at the highest level. This admission provides a new understanding of his unwavering dedication, showing that the success he has achieved is the result of behind-the-scenes hard work that is far more complex than it appears. The climax of this live broadcast occurred when an unexpected interaction took place with fellow BTS member, V. V joined in a casual chat, transforming the individual live broadcast into a rare moment of togetherness. They both discussed plans to work out and exercise together. This conversation, spontaneously recorded in public, not only underscored their personal closeness, but also reinforced the narrative of a strong and authentic friendship that extends beyond the stage. In a world full of carefully managed narratives, this interaction is concrete proof of an unbreakable bond, reminding everyone that behind the global spotlight, they are individuals who share goals, challenges, and true friendship. Ultimately, this Weverse live broadcast was not merely a Q&A session or a simple status update. It was a dramatic event that revealed the personal layers of a superstar. From his consistent beanie collection, to the touching home tour, to his disciplined life regimen and spontaneous interaction with V, every moment was a clue that sparked curiosity, revealing a side of Jungkook that had not been seen before. He allowed the world to see him not as a perfect idol, but as an authentic individual living his life, complete with all its routines and personal relationships. This broadcast is a case study of how a star can reverse the narrative of a fabricated entertainment industry, choosing instead to display a stunning honesty. However, behind the narrative we have presented, a profound question is hidden that every consumer of information must contemplate. Are we, as virtual witnesses of this event, truly convinced that every recorded moment is a pure reflection of reality? Or are we witnessing a meticulously designed performance, a narrative engineered for the sake of media visibility and appeal? Is the intimacy revealed in this live broadcast, from the beanie collection to the touching home tour, a manifestation of unintentional authenticity? Or is it the final product of a sophisticated marketing strategy, a narrative built to humanize a superstar in the eyes of an audience hungry for personal connection? This question is not mere rhetoric. It is an invitation to question the very foundation of every piece of information we consume. Is this article, report, or narrative that you are reading, which has attempted to present the event in a formal and dramatic style, truly a reflection of facts? Or is it a hoax carefully crafted to achieve a high sensationalist value? In the hyper-partisan and fast-paced digital media ecosystem, where every click, every view, and every interaction has economic value, have we been trained to instinctively seek sensation in every narrative, even behind the most ordinary moments? Is not this dramatic and provocative writing style, which we use to capture your attention, concrete proof of the shift of journalism toward the arena of entertainment, where validity is often sacrificed for the sake of appeal? Every detail we have conveyed, from the admission about the beanie to the casual conversation with V, has been gathered from various media sources scattered across digital platforms. We relied on video clips re-uploaded on YouTube, viral snippets circulating on TikTok, and instant reactions recorded in Twitter threads. However, a critical question arises. Can these sources, which often prioritize speed over verification, truly serve as a solid foundation for a deep and trustworthy analysis? Do not these separate fragments of information, which often lose their original context, risk misleading us into a false conclusion? We must face the bitter truth that in the modern media landscape, the line between fact and fiction is becoming increasingly blurred. A spontaneous home tour can be interpreted as a touching, authentic moment, but it can also be seen as part of a planned campaign to build an image. A conversation about dieting and exercise can be considered a reflection of personal dedication, but it could also be an effort to form a narrative about hard work that aligns with a public image. Do we have the ability to distinguish the hidden motives behind every public action? Or do we simply accept the most appealing narrative, the one that best fits our expectations, without questioning its truth? Therefore, we are not just inviting you to read this article, but rather to reflect on the process behind it. Do you feel compelled to believe every word written, simply because the article is presented in a convincing formal style? Do you feel the temptation to share this information without considering its validity, just because the title is appealing and the story is emotionally stirring? A skeptical and reflective nature is the most valuable asset in this era of disinformation. It is the ability to see beyond the surface of beautifully curated narratives, to question the motives behind every piece of content, and to realize that the truth is often far more complex than what appears on screen. We invite you, the readers, to take a moment of pause. Do not immediately believe every piece of news that circulates, including this article you are reading. We present this material as a case study on how an event can be interpreted and presented in various ways, depending on the writer's purpose and perspective. Our goal is not to provide a final answer, but rather to provoke critical thinking, to encourage you to always seek verification from credible sources, and to build a community that is not easily swayed by the currents of sensationalism. Thank you.